Hey guys, in this video I'm going to teach you guys how to turn a base 2 number into a base 10 number. So how can I represent this base 2 number in decimal notation, aka turn it into a number in base 10? So what I'm going to do is there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 numbers. So I'm going to give 6 lines down. So 1, 1, 0, 1, 0, 1. The position on the very right is 2 to the 0th power, and I know it's 2 because this number is in base 2. The next position is 2 to the first power. The next position is 2 to the second power. The next position is 2 to the third power. The next position is 2 to the fourth power. And the next position is 2 to the fifth power. So now all I have to do is multiply 2 to 0 by 1. So 2 to 0 times 1 is 2 to 0. And then add that with 2 to the first times 0, which is 0, plus 2 to the second times 1, which is 2 to the second, plus 2 to the third times 0, which is 0, plus 2 to the fourth times 1, which is 2 to the fourth, and then plus 2 to the fifth times 1, which is 2 to the fifth. And now I just have to put this in my calculator, and I would get 53 base 10. Okay, let's try another one. 1110 in base 2 in decimal notation. So again, there's 1, 2, 3, 4 positions. 2, 3, 4. I write the numbers on top. So 1, 1, 1, 0. The position to the very right is 2 to the 0th power, and I know it's 2 because we're dealing with base 2. And then 2 to the first power, and then 2 to the second power, and then 2 to the third power. 2 to the 0th power times 0 is 0. 2 to the first power times 1 is 2 to the first power. Add that with the 0. And then 2 to the second power times 1 is 2 to the second. And then 2 to the third power times 1 is 2 to the third. I add all of that up. I want to get out my calculator and put that in. I get 14. 14 in base 10. So just to recap, 110101 in base 2 is equal to 53 in base 10. 1110 in base 2 is equal to 14 in base 10. Okay, next one. Represent 10111 in base 2 in decimal notation. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 positions. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 positions. I'm going to put the numbers on top. So 1, 0, 1, 1, 1. The position on the very right is 2 to the 0th power, and then 2 to the first power, and then 2 to the second power, and then 2 to the third power, and then 2 to the fourth power. And now I would add 2 to the 0th power times 1, which is 2 to the 0th, with 2 to the first power times 1, which is 2 to the first power, plus 2 to the second power times 1, which is 2 to the second power, plus 0 times 2 to the third power, which is 0, plus 2 to the fourth power times 1, which is 2 to the fourth power. And now I'm going to add all that up, and using my calculator, I get 23 base 10. So 10111 base 2 is equal to 23 base 10 in base 10 and in base 2. Okay, and last one, 11000101 in base 2. We want to turn that into a number in base 10. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 positions. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm going to write these numbers on top of these positions. So 1, 1, 0, 0, 1, 0, 1. The position on the very right is 2 to the 0th power. After that is 2 to the first power, then 2 to the second power, then 2 to the third power, then 2 to the fourth power, then 2 to the fifth power, then 2 to the sixth power. And then I would multiply 1 times 2 to the 0, which is 2 to the 0, plus 0 times 2 to the first, which is 0, plus 2 to the second times 1, which is 2 to the second, and then 2 to the third power times 0, I add that, so that's 0. And then 2 to the fourth times 0 is 0, I add that, that's 0. 2 to the fifth power times 1 is 2 to the fifth, I add that, so I add 2 to the fifth. And then I add 2 to the 6 times 1, which is 2 to the 6. And then I add all of these numbers up using my calculator. I get 101 in base 10. So 1100,101 in base 2 is equal to 101 in base 10.